Captain Manicorn coming to you guys live from the island of Cyprus. Wow, what a spot. But the more important question is, how did we get here and what did we arrive in here? This is my beauty. Her name, all the money. We're gonna get into that a little bit later. I'd like to give you guys a little bit of a tour of what my thought process was and the functionality of things. We're gonna start in the front. As you guys can see, this is a piece of metal. It's not just any piece of metal. I built every piece of this van by hand. There's not one piece of metal in this van that I didn't weld, shape, and customize to my exact needs. This is a pretty cool bumper. It was an artistic thing. It holds our winch, holds our jack for lifting our tires, and we have a cool scoop right here for the motor. That's what you would think, right? Why do we have this awkward looking thing going up the front of our van? I mean, what would be the point of this? Well, let me show you. All vans, we need to get to the top. There's storage up there. There's our solar up there. Maybe you just want to see the sunset or sunrise. Well, what we built was a ladder. You'll never see this. You've never seen this kind of ladder anywhere else in the world. The design behind it is flawless. 1, 2, 3, 4, and next thing you know, you're on the roof. And that's the whole point of it. So I can get to my storage bin, I can get to my solar. Normally there's not a solar panel right there. I have future designs to be able to have the panel, 2 panels underneath. And what will happen is one panel will always be in the sun, and I'll have a rollers on the second one so that the second panel can come out completely and be in the sun. But for now, as we're building and learning, that's what it looks like. Kind of detailed stuff, even customization of these holes. Because we're a little bit heavy, we wanted to give the radiator as much air as possible. It makes a huge difference keeping her cool when we're going up hills. Fairings. Took me almost 3 weeks to build these. Each one of them is completely custom hand built by hand. We have our roll cage that mounts into it, and I wanted to build the fairings out so that I could put wider tires on there and it not stick out. Kind of what's cool is to see the detail. You can see that this is a second roof. This is, yes, you heard me. This is a metal roof. This is the roof off of other T4 that we had before this. We literally cut the roof off, so this would be this window. The front of it would have been the front window. I had to cut, weld, and build, and all of these designs to make it a flawless seam right here. Yeah, pretty cool. This is for the auto gas, this is for the refrigerators, and this is the ventilation for the refrigerator. This is the ventilation, which is kind of cool for the fan when you're cooking inside. We'll get to that tour in a little bit. You're wondering, what is this? What do you mean, why? And what is all this rubber seals? We're gonna get into that in a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. This is probably took the longest of the exterior design. I do a unique thing. I'm setting a world record to fly parachutes in every country of the world, which means that I have to have a paramotor with me. Gazelle, I'm in the middle of filming. Have a little bit of respect. Thank you. Okay. So what is this whole device? Why did we have to build this crazy structure on the outside? Well, it's to hold the system back here. This is our, obviously, a spare tire. The Robusto used to be inside off the Petro, but it broke. We had to get a diesel one. So this is the diesel, extra fuel for the van, extra diesel for the heater. This is the paramotor mount. This is my favorite thing. This was actually built out of an umbrella from a restaurant, custom built, every line, every piece welded to make this awesome design. I mean, come on, we spare no details. That's right. That's right. Okay, so this, because our van is so heavy, the running joke is we had to put a paramotor back here so that when we're struggling up hills, we give it a little bit of gas and that's right. Now check this out. I'm gonna do something kind of cool here. I'm gonna open it up. That's how easy it is. I'm gonna swing her open. That's right. This is all the money. This was all of my effort to build something that looks like this, right? Nice. All right, so I can't even express the difficulty of building this. We wanted to be able to work out since we travel, and part of our regimen is staying healthy. We're athletes, right? We're setting a world record. We want to be a good representation of what an athlete is, so that means we need to be able to train. So we built this awesome deck that would look like this. Now this holds, there's a reason for all of it. And I want you guys to look at the design, the structural points to hold the weight so that when there's kilos up there, these is actually meant to hold the motorcycle so that we can get up and down the mountain when we want to go paragliding or on adventures. We can ride our bike to the top, fly down, grab the van, and drive back up. It's the crazy thought. So if you get up there, that's actually really cool. It's a pull-up bar. But who wants to, I can't do that. So what did we build? We built a step. That really hurt. I got my finger stuck in that when I did that for you guys. I want you to know that how much I love you. So the whole point was we built this step so you can get up here and you can stand up here and you can do pull-ups. Right? That's right. Here, I'll do it the other way for you ladies out there. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. That's how you get this buff physique, okay? What's interesting about this is this whole rack has a purpose. Everything on this van has a purpose. Not only is it designed with style, but it has a very specific purpose. This was just like this, like the old roof, 2 pieces. So we welded it shut, took the mirrors out, put a piece of sheet metal on it, and made 1 piece, and also made it so that, oh God, it's real life, guys. This holds all of our gear inside of here. Not bad, huh? The best part is that normally you can open this up, and if you wanted to, this would come like this. This pad moves. This opens up and falls back there, and if you wanted to and you're camping, you can go in and out. Everything was thought through. Back here, we obviously have our water storage. We have a 25-liter tank that we can fill up from the side, keep all of our electrical stuff over there. This compartment was built just for my tools. That's kind of cool, right? Everything has a purpose. We keep all of the paints and all the oils for the paramotors back here. I think you guys get that. This is a paramotor. This is meant for flying. This cage opens up, you guys, okay? It rests perfectly the way we built it, and I'm able to take my paramotor out from here. Literally, it's pretty simple. I would pull this out, and look, my paramotor comes out. It's strapped down right now, you guys get it, but this is a custom-built mount just for my paramotor. You don't know what it takes to build a van and to weld something like this. I can't express it to you. There's probably 10,000 welds, which means there's 10,000 things to clean, which means there was 10,000 problems, but we'll get into that later. Like this, look at that, it opens all the way up. Now what's cool about this is that this is where the normal van would have stopped. But what I did, since I had the old roof and I had the old top section of the van, because remember, I had another door like this, I cut the door right here and I welded it. They said it couldn't be done, but I welded it to here. So that means I had to build custom tracks. This had to be custom. The whole door, there's nothing like it in the world. It's phenomenal. One of my favorite features is this table. This table took probably a month of the build. Now, inside Sandra's gonna give you guys a tour of that, but this table is unique. This is our logo. This is plexiglass. Every man wants to go outside and have coffee in the morning. You wanna be able to relax and work outside when it's nice outside. You push this pin in, this table comes out, you guys. All right? That's pretty epic. So imagine you're sitting in your chair. Imagine you're sitting in your chair, you're looking out at the sea, and you have your coffee right there. I mean, that's just all the money to me. If you're having company over and it's more than you and your wife cooking, what? That's right, that's right. Table for more, table for 4. We have obviously a shower out here. We have a plug for the 210 for the shore power. We also have a charger so you can put your iPod or your music or your cell phones, whatever you want, it doesn't matter.
Jamie and I both work remotely, so for us, it was very important to have different places to be able to sit in the van. So we put these swivel chairs so that we could both have different places to sit, aside from the back, which provides even more places, but the dogs are always hogging the spots. What's cool about my chair was that Jamie's chair was already a swivel chair and mine wasn't. So Jamie, after much harassment coming from my part, decided to make this swivel chair. What he did is he took a hubcap from a car and literally built a swivel and was able to make his own swivel chair to help save some money. And I think it holds up pretty well. I mean, I think it's safe, right? Let's hope. When you live in a van, one of the hardest parts is being able to deal with the weather. When we're in cold climates, there is nothing worse than being cold. Not just because we're cold, but our dogs get cold and then they're in bed with us and we can't sleep because we have like this much room. So one of my favorite parts of the van is actually our Robusto heater. It's down here, it runs off diesel, which there's a tank on the outside and a line was run that keeps us nice and toasty and doesn't pull too much power. Speaking of power, above me here we have our entire light switch set up so that we can control all of the electronics. Starting over here, we have LED lights on the outside as well as down below at the step. We have lights on the inside as well as the back where Jamie sits if he's working. Moving over, I can't remember what this one does. Can't remember what this one does. Maybe it's the eject seat. I'm not sure. We don't really use this one. Moving forward, we have an inverter. Then you can see what our power is at. And then we have a light for the back that controls the reverse lights. Up top, we have 2 extra ones, and it turns it on and off. So if you're cooking or hanging out in the back, you have extra lights. Moving forward, now look at this weird thing. You might be wondering why there's this weird metal box taking up the whole van in the front and the back. You're gonna have to wait to the end of this video to see what this does. It will blow your mind. We have a full-size fridge. What's cool about this is that not many T4s are able to fit a fridge. It runs off of 12 volts, so our battery's in the sun. Also works on propane. We have a propane tank. It actually is able to be filled at gas stations. Not so much in America, but in the rest of the world, they have this thing called auto gas because cars can actually run on a variation of propane. What we did was we put a propane tank right here in the drawer, and it's fitted so that when we go to gas stations will just plug in, not realizing that it's not a tank for the car, that it's for our van, that works for our fridge and our stove. Over here we have our stove, 2 burners, we have a sink, running water, all of the necessities for somewhat of a normal life. Fun fact about the storage that might be a little unique is that because Jamie's taller and he was cooking, he didn't want the drawers to be right in his face. So you can see they're built at a little bit of an angle, giving him more of a clear view if he's cooking. When we built this van, we built it with a couple things in mind, and one of the most important for us was storage. We have a lot of stuff. Mostly parachutes, rock climbing gear, adventure gear. We have so many things. What we decided to do was make our van taller and use the front of the van for storage and the back of the van for storage. We think this is a smart idea because if you're sitting up front, why do you need that room above your head? And if you're in bed, why do you need that room above your head? It's honestly wasted room. But that's not all. We love views. You might be wondering why we have so many windows. I lost count of how many windows we have. It's a little bit ridiculous, but the thing is we spend 98.7% of our time in nature, in some of the most beautiful places you can ever imagine. And when we're camping there, we don't want to be in a box, not able to see what's around us. So we made sure that every panel had windows so we could see everything. But that's not all. Jamie, he didn't want to stop there. So what did he do? He said, I want to have a sunroof. Because of course not, why wouldn't we have a sunroof? Let's put a couple more holes in this thing. He took it off I think an older Beetle. Literally chopped the roof off the Beetle. Goes all the way, but I'll just show you for now. We have right now the solar up there. Once he builds his new custom solar, that won't be there. This also works well when you're cooking and you let the steam out. Everything's multi-purpose around here. Now we're gonna go over the bane of Jamie's existence in this van build. I told him that I wanted a special drawer to hold my cans because otherwise they just fall all over the drawer and it's terrible. And I wanted a skinny drawer that just pulled out like you find in those motorhomes. What did he do? Not only did he build it, it took him like 2 weeks to figure out. It was the bane of his existence. But now I have this super awesome drawer that's built custom. We can put water bottles down there. This part right here was built to the size of this spatula, guys. I mean, good job, Jamie. If that's not love, I don't know what is. I just can't lose the spatula now because he's gonna be really mad at me. Here we have more power. This power only runs when we're plugged into that shore power. And down here, because I wanted to make sure we have as much storage as possible in case we're in nature for a long time or we break down in the middle of nowhere, I have even more food storage here. It goes all the way back to the pop out. Wait, did I just say pop out? Down here, we have our auto gas that I was talking about. It's our propane tank that runs our stove and our fridge. Big honking thing, lasts forever. I love it. And now back to the topic of storage. So I think like most people will do one hobby, maybe they'll surf, or maybe rock climbing. That's not us. Unfortunately, we want to dabble in pretty much as we can. So not only do we just have one kind of air sport like skydiving rigs, we have skydiving rigs, we have base jumping rigs, we have paragliders, we have speed wings, we have wingsuits, we have rock climbing gear, but we're just adventure lovers at heart, and whatever the adventure is, we want to make sure we can carry the gear with us. When we built this van with the crazy mad scientist Yanni, he said that he needs to have a saloon in the back here so that you can comfortably hang out, you can get some work done. We built this U-shaped couch here so that you can comfortably relax. You can sit here with the views of everything. You can sit over here. This area also serves as storage. Now, underneath my butt and Freedom's butt over here, we have even more storage to hold even more stuff. Imagine that, more things. Under here, we also have a water tank that we can have water for at least a week or two. The cool part, when they were building the pop-out, there's that word again, I was asking them, how are we gonna run water that's in a whole different area over to the pop-out? So what the guys did is they built this hose here that runs from the water tank to the pump to the sink, and it moves with the pop-out. Kind of cool. I didn't know how they were going to do it, and I'm kind of glad they pulled it off without messing anything up too bad. In this area as well, because we do work remotely, we have this table. This table actually comes down so you can sit here comfortably and get your work done, or whatever it is that Jamie's doing on his computer. I think he's just kind of smashing his keyboard, pretending to do things. Either way, it can be done here in this lovely spot. What's important to know about this van is even when the pop-outs are shut, there's those pop-out words again, we can still comfortably live in here without having to be crouched over. We can stand in the kitchen, stand up. We don't have to unlatch or pop-top anything. This area here is not only the couch, it's also our bed. But you're probably wondering, how the heck do we sleep in here? I mean, literally, imagine me and Jamie like in this little, I don't even know how it would work, honestly. Like, Freedom, she's a potato. Like, it's not very comfortable, I'm gonna be honest. So, here is the $1 million idea and the reason we call this van All the Money. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to the first T4 with side pop-outs. Boop. What?
All right, guys, this is where history was made. That's right, a kitchen pop-out in a T4. I put my feet here, just like that. I have a pop-out. That's it. That's how hard the whole thing is to put away. This is how we put it away. We work together, just like that. One push on the bottom, and the pop-out is put away.
So remember that storage I was talking about in our water tank? You can see that right below here. We have some tools, power cords, water tank, water pump right here. More storage than we know what to do with. Now let's go over how we turn this into our bed so that we can sleep sideways, which is mind-blowing for a van, VW4 van. Okay, now, easy peasy. Move this over here. All the cushions serve different purposes. So these are either backrests or bed supports. That's it. Get Freedom. I need you to move, please. Okay, over there is fine. Don't move too far. Then the armrests that are in the pop-out also go into the bed. Show us how it's done, babe.
Oh, wait a minute. The armrest also serves as a pillow, and that's right. All the room in the world where the magic happens. All right, guys, now this was one of the most important parts to me. It took me probably a month and a half to build it. We have a lot of dogs. We have 3 dogs, and this bed, it's nice and it's long, I can lay in it, but Freedom always used to snuggle between my legs, and now we have Journey, and we also have Gazelle. Hi, Gazelle, come on. So what I wanted to do was build them their own area. Now everything has a function, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this for you guys. I'm gonna show you, how this opens. This is the system, it opens up like this. Normally we have computers or storage and stuff like that. Next thing that happens, I take this bed and I open it, okay? Gazelle, come on, show him, come on, lay in your bed. Come lay in your bed, come on, come lay in your bed right there. Good girl, lay down, right there, sit down. And now I can still lay in bed and the dogs have their own space. That's pretty cool, but it gets better. Okay, Gazelle, come on. Okay, go ahead, go outside. So everything's pretty easy to close. This goes back, this shuts, boom. Also, this used to be a toilet. If I remove this bar, which this opens up as well. Also, if I cut this bar here and here, I also can put a toilet in there. This was built so that you can put a portable toilet in here and sit here and go to the bathroom if you're in a city or something like that. But we need it for storage. Again, there's that word storage. Now, I'll show you guys my favorite part. Thank you guys for joining us on our version of van cribs. Freedom, come, now. The problem when you live in a van is you don't always want your dogs to jump out. So what did I have the idea to build? A dog door. Now, Freedom, come show them. The doggies can come here. You can get kisses from the doggies. You guys can have kisses, but the dogs can't get out. So I built a dog door. It has a table. The functionality of it is freaking awesome. You guys have to remember one very important thing about this van is when I started this van, I didn't know how to weld. I had never built anything like this in my life. It took us 8 months, $55,000 to build this, and that's with me building it. But I have to give credit where credit is due. This entire design would not have been possible without I call him my Greek father, Yanni, the most generous man in the world who designed this. He has his logo up on the front. I mean, it brings tears to my eyes to think about the amount of work that put into this, and the reward is now paying off. I have a home. This isn't a van, this is my home. Everything has a purpose and we use it all the time. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, subscribe to our channel, Captain Manicorn. You can also follow us on our website, www.captainmanicorn.com. Thank you guys, big shout out to Armando for doing this, taking the time. What an awesome collaboration, what an awesome man. I love you guys, but it's time to go.